Good evening, everyone. I would like to call the Personnel Committee meeting for Frederick County School Board to order. The date is September the 8th, 2025, and the time is 4:31. We have an agenda before us. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda.
And I'll second that. The motion has been made and properly seconded. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion passes. I will now pass things over to Dr. Hummer and his team.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Greatly appreciate that. Mrs. Campbell, if you don't mind moving to the slide there for me. So we have our standard running items before you this evening. We'll provide you with a staffing update and share with you all the hard work that HR and our staff is doing to fill our vacancies. We also have a recruitment retention update, so I'm sure Mrs. Rinker will be in a dual role today. As you know, she is now sitting in as the assistant director, but also will share out on our retention recruitment efforts. Then we have an employee service update from the great Mrs. Toshika Edwards, so we'll be working through that. And a new item today is going to be an update on our human capital management system rollout. So as you know, that's something that we are working through right now, thanks to the school board and the Board of Supervisors for approving those funds. We want to share with you where we currently are, as well as a timeline for the rollout of that program and answer any questions that you might have. So right now we have no items for going to the full board for approval. So with that, I'll now hand it over to Mrs. Campbell and her team. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hummer. Good afternoon. So as he said, we will start with our staffing update, and we will look at our vacancies as of August 29th of last year compared to August 28th of this year. And you can see that overall, we're trending at or a little below the number of vacancies we had at that time. So I'll give you a moment to look at that. And then we have the breakdown of the teacher vacancies specifically by content area, and we continue to have special education and elementary at the top. And then we added this slide to show a comparison of vacancies by content compared to this time last year. And then moving on to our support staff vacancies, you can see instructional assistant vacancies remain at the top, and you have the additional detail by level to the side. And then again, a comparison on support vacancies for this time last year to the current.
Ms. Campbell, what do you attribute the instructional assistant increase of vacancies to?
You want to go ahead?
A lot of those vacancies are special instructional assistant vacancies, if I'm correct.
Sped?
Yes.
Okay.
If I'm correct, 11 of those 17 are special instructional assistants. We've had a hard time retaining special instructional assistants, most specifically in the level 2 setting.
And why is that?
I mean, we did do the differential pay, which we are hoping will help over time, but it's a tough job, and so
Sure.
I just think it's been difficult to fill and difficult to keep people in.
Thank you.
Okay, and this is just our running total of vacancies filled for FY26, so that began July 1 of 2025. And then the breakdown of our years of experience of our new teachers. Still that 0 to 2 years of experience is the highest number of new hires.
Do you follow, do you follow how many of those 41 that start out here continue on through year 10, year 20, year 15, or what have you?
So we can definitely pull that information and look at that.
That would
We
be
have
great.
done that in the past.
I'd love to see
Okay.
how long they stay, what their average time for staying is.
Can speak to that a little. In years past, we have retained 80 to 85% of years 0, 1, and 2 teachers. It's when you get into the 5 to 7 years that we really start turning teachers over. I don't know what that data looks like for last year, but I know historically that's been an approximate,
Year 5 to 7? And that, I think, has to do with the salary at that point versus other school districts, other divisions.
I would be speculating to attribute it to something, but I definitely know that in years past that has been a trend.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, did you want to do this one?
This was data that we gave you a year ago at this committee meeting per the request of one of the board members. So we just wanted to update you. Although we did lose some substitutes from last year, we've onboarded many more. So we are trending up with how many substitutes that we have. As of that 8/28 date, we had 38 teaching roles filled with long-term substitutes. That's gone down. Several of the substitutes that are in that long-term sub role have since received their certification. We've been working with our long-term subs to receive certification, and we've hired on some of them as full-time employees. Since July 31st, we've added 17 subs, and then we have 25 scheduled for orientations, which will get us up to 500 substitutes, and then we have applications in the queue, as you can see, broken down.
Okay. Thank you.
And now I'll turn it back over to Rachel for the recruitment and retention update.
1 minute. Ms. Crusoe, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do. This last bullet, additional applications for substitute teaching. What is the breakdown here for 14 teachers? Is that a sub custodian and sub?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Dual purpose today. So celebrations of recruitment efforts, we do have a tentative date for our virtual career expo. We learned a lot last year, so December 9th from 4:30 to 6. We shifted the time a little bit. We're going to shift the advertising a little bit and the format of that just a little, just from the notes that we took from last year. We had a ton of support with that, and we're really expecting a good turnout. And then we have 3 fairs booked so far, and you can see those there. We are continuing focusing on Grow Your Own Pathways. We are meeting with other school divisions to talk about what their pathways are and learning from them. I actually met with Stafford County today to talk about what they're doing. So we're trying to lean on our neighboring counties and surrounding counties. We're continuing to find some success with partnering with external agencies to support hard-to-fill positions. Just for anyone who's listening, when we do contract for those positions, we do continue to recruit for those. So we are, if that position is filled through an external agency, we are still actively recruiting for that position. We're looking at job fairs. We're analyzing the data from last year to see what job fairs we found success in to figure out which ones we're going to go to this year. We are continuing creative marketing strategies, and we have some preliminary planning to the Gateway to Leadership campaign in conjunction with the instruction department. And one thing that's not on there is we are hiring for a supervisor of recruitment, retention, and engagement.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Later.
All right, and now I'll turn it over to Tashika for our employee services update.
Now, see, they get to sit down, but they make you stand up here in front.
It's okay. I need to exercise.
All right.
I sit all day. Good afternoon, everyone. All right. As you well know, each month I've been highlighting different things that we have as great benefits. For this month, I'm highlighting employee perks. And employee perks are a part of our discount services that we actually provide to our employees and some of our retirees in some instances. The first bullet point, you'll see that that's aligned to our Frederick County Public website. When they go on there and they go to the magnifying icon and you do the search and you pull up the keyword of discount, you'll be going to a page that is employee and retiree discounts. So our employees currently and our active retirees from FCPS public county schools will be able to access some of the discounts from our local community vendors that we have out there for businesses. So that's car washes, that's having nail care, that is health and wellness benefits, some travel benefits and things. And as we grow through in each of the vendors, the businesses that want to provide some discount services, we update that particular list on an ongoing basis. All of our retirees receive a ID card when they retire at the end of their retiring season. So they'll have that particular card to show that they are still part of the FCPS family, because we know actively we all carry an FCPS working ID to be able to show that we are a part of the FCPS family. So take advantage of those particular perks for sure. The other two elements, we have the Working Advantage. That is a discount program, offers up to like 25% on different services. So if you're looking for maybe some new kitchen appliances or computers for your home, or in my case, I did travel and I went to see a Broadway show in New York using the Working Advantage. So, you can take advantage of some of the great services that they have on there. And through our Anthem Employee Assistance Program, although it's used for different things such as help with counseling, therapy, and such, they also have discount services. And they use a program that's called Perks at Work, which might be more popular with among other folks, that uses the same services similar to Working Advantage. You sign on with your work email address, and you can have access to all of these different type of life resources. And in some cases, it allows you to be able to have some advantages towards your children too. I've seen some educational tuition programs for tutoring. I've seen programs that help them learn how to play chess. Some of them are free, some of them are not. But again, it's a great way to be able to take advantage of different things that are available to folks if they just look into the wealth of information that we already have. And then as a kind reminder, we have our annual benefit incentive survey that will be distributed to all of our FCPS employees. We ask that everyone in this upcoming month take advantage of providing their thoughts and their insights on how they like our benefits and our incentive programs, and provide any great suggestions on how we can make some vast improvements on what we currently either have or what they would like to have on their wish list. So this is an opportunity for the people to speak up and share what they think about what we currently offer to the staff, as well as what they like to envision what the future would look like to be.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions?
No, thanks.
All right, thank you so much.
That is something you might want to plan for your board next meeting.
You're out of order. No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tashika. Okay, and last but not least, our human capital management system. So we're grateful to the school board for being supportive of funding this initiative, and we're really excited to get this in place. So just as a overview, for those of you that may not be familiar with all the functions that a human capital management system can do, I just provided a couple bullets here of things that we can use that system for. So many times you think about recruitment, applicant tracking systems with an HCM. But there are also a lot of things that they can do throughout the employee life cycle. So a lot of these areas currently are not in a system. They're being completed manually. So we're very excited to get this up and running. In terms of the rollout plan, this is just a kind of a high-level overview of the different steps that would be involved, and we're in the initiation phase. So we've distributed a survey to get feedback from our stakeholders, to include administrators and supervisors. Based on that, we will go through the information and determine if we need to do some meetings with different departments, because ultimately we want to make sure that this system is not just serving the HR department, it's meant to serve the entire school division. Once we go out for a request for proposal, we will review those and then make a vendor selection from there. So that will be in the initiation phase, and in the next slide I'll go over a little bit more about the timeline with that. From there, once we select the vendor, of course, we'll go through the remaining steps of configuring the system, developing what that needs to look like in terms of our processes and modifying those to do what's best for the school division there, test the system. Training will be a large aspect of this in terms of making sure that all users know what to expect, know how to use the system, prepare to go live. Go live, offer support ongoing, and then just always, it's never over. We're always looking to make sure that we're optimizing everything and making adjustments as we need to. Any questions about that? So from a timeline standpoint, we are in the initiation phase. As I mentioned, we're doing the input. We plan to build the request for proposal in October and make sure that's issued near the end of October, early November. And so we have ample time to have interviews. It's likely that we'll want to bring vendors in to get more information, ask questions, and hopefully decide on a vendor by December so that we can begin implementation either late December or early January. And it'll be a phased-in approach. We'll have to consider the different elements of the system and what we have going on at different times of the year. So in terms of the initial phase, I would imagine that we'd probably start with the recruitment or applicant tracking portion so that we can get that in place and make sure that we have that up and running for our heavy recruiting season, and then consider all the other pieces from there. Any questions?
Sounds like fun.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. So this information was being provided for information purposes. We went over the staffing update, recruitment and retention, employee services, and the human capital management system. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Campbell. Thank your team as well.
Thank you.
Dr. Hummer.
One thing I do want to mention really quick, if I may, Mr. Chair, is that with this human capital management system, the easy part, if you want to call it easy, is finding the product. The heavy lift is going to be the training, the rollout, as well as we've discussed, we have a lot of antiquated processes here in Frederick County, which we are fixing, but it's importing all of our documents. We have files upon files upon files of documents that we're going to now have to upload manually into the system. So it is going to be a part of our transition, as well as training our staff and making sure they become very familiar with this program. I have seen some war stories in other school divisions that they've gone too quickly in uploading these things, and they've mismanaged numbers and they've mismanaged salary increases, and it's just a mess that we want to avoid. So we are going to do this right. We are going to roll this out in an efficient manner, and I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware that, and as we spoke about, this isn't going to be something that's going to be implemented tomorrow. So this is going to be a process as we work through, and the team has agrees with this, because we definitely don't want to have to present to you that we've miscalculated in regards to a salary, because this is both a financial and a human management system. So just wanted to make sure you guys were aware of that.
Yep.
And thank you, Mr. Chair.
Definitely aware of that, and it's about time.
Yes.
So, thank you. With that, we do not have any other business with this committee, so is there a motion on the floor?
Yes, I make a motion to adjourn.
I second that. A motion's been made to adjourn and properly seconded. Any discussion? I actually have one thing to say. I would like to wish our chairman, Mr. Scott Sturdivant, happy birthday. Happy birthday. I hear you got a nice present. I'm just joshing. So, anyway, with that, the meeting is adjourned.